So I've been thinking about something recently. It goes back to an earlier video that I had talked about hyper novelty, and that comes from doctors Brett Weinstein and Heather Heying. They kind of propagated that term, which I really like because novelty is things that are new. So hyper novelty is a bunch of new things constantly happening. And since COVID, well, what has happened? Everybody kind of freaked out. It was like, oh no, what's going to happen? The healthcare system is overwhelmed. People are getting laid off. All this stuff. People are freaking out. How are we going to pay our bills? What's going to happen? And so what happened is like this treadmill effect where it's like if you were comfortable running at like 30 miles an hour, all of a sudden it was increased to like 60 miles an hour. Now you're running twice as fast to keep up. And it seems like everybody kind of got comfortable running at that speed. And we're like, I'm running out of breath. And now it's like, okay, now we got to go faster. And you're like, wait, what? I thought we were supposed to slow down. And it's like everybody is feeling pushed to the max to get everything done. And it's not just me, it's everybody. My wife at the education system is so messed up. It was designed to make factory workers. We don't make factory workers anymore. But all this stuff is accelerating. So many things are changing. And it just seems to never stop. And it's just like all this stuff is happening. Everyone's spending, more money. And the government, all this stuff just keeps going. Our taxes, keep more money keeps coming out of my paycheck. And it's just like, dude, how do we ever get ahead? And so then you think about, I know all these beautiful people, these creative people that have so much to give. And when you think about bands that have, like, let's just talk about Arcade Fire for a second. They're a pretty big band when you think about it. I mean, you could have someone like the White Stripes with just two people, or I don't know exactly how many people are still in Arcade Fire, but I mean, I've seen performances where it seems like there's like 10 or 12 people up on the stage. That's a lot of people. But the thing is, they're all coming together to create something beautiful and epic, right? Well, what do we want to do as creatives? We want to create masterpieces. We want to create epic pieces of content. And that goes back to another video. I'll link it down below. It's a pretty good video. He was talking about how essentially everybody who was a musician, or if you're trying to promote your art on Instagram, or anything that you're trying to do, everybody's a content creator now because everybody has to put stuff on social media to promote whatever their hobby is, which means everybody's evolving into like graphic designers or video editors or audio visual people. And it's like, okay, so we're evolving, we're taking on new talents, but here's the thing. Some of us are better at some things than others. And I would love to think, and I know this is kind of a utopian idea, and it doesn't always work this way, especially with creative people, because, we're so unpredictable, we're so weird, right? I mean, who are we? I mean, people think we're freaks, right? But we're really the people that are the visionaries. The Carl Jungs, the Nietzsches, the people that they can see into the future, the Steve Jobs, those type of people. Michael Jackson, Velvet Underground, Black Angels, The Cure. I mean, you could just go on forever. The Chemical Brothers, Primal Scream. I mean, just so many bands. The Cranberries, Arcade Fire. I mean, there's just so many bands that come together and make beautiful art. Why can't we do that? Like, we could still function as like, okay, maybe I'm making the music part of it. Someone else makes the visual part of it. Maybe somebody acts as like if they're a creative director, that's their thing. All come together, work like in a spirit of a band where it's like, instead of you playing drums and him playing bass and her playing guitar and her singing and all these different things, we bring these creative people together and we kind of, like a band, create a little small community. And this, thank you, Jorge, Sleep of Eons, Inner Freq, Angelica. You guys are awesome. I'll give you a shout out because you're really perpetuating this, and I have mad respect for that. So that is super cool. And I love the idea of people coming together. Just go back to my other video, The Dark Side of Creativity, because you do want to be careful. There are people that will take advantage of naive, overly optimistic, super passionate, creative people and do horrible things to them. So, yeah, watch out for that. But on a positive note, if we all came together, put our talents together, and made this little collective, it's an artist, it's viewed as an artist as from the public, but it's a collective of people with different talents that are able to produce at the level, the quickness that we have to produce with all the things we have to do. We have to make videos, have to edit things, have to make images. We have to figure out how to promote it, have a social media strategy. We got to have all this stuff lined up. It's a full-time job. Something that used to be a hobby for me 20 years ago. I mean, my goodness, if I haven't learned how to be more efficient and more productive, I don't think I would ever finish music these days or promote it in any way close to being successful. So just something I was thinking about. I love to see more people collaborate, and I really think that's going to be the key to us creatives surviving this hyper novel world where things are just accelerating at an exponential rate. They're changing so quickly. There's so many things that are just different from day to day to day to day to day, not just with you or me, but with our friends, our family, everyone we know. And it's just like we're all in this hurricane just getting flung around all over the place. So like the Arcade Fire, the Lightning 1 and 2, what I love is there's a glimmer of hope. Even in the darkest skies, the darkest thunder, you look for those glimmers of hope. And I see glimmers of hope. But I do think some creative people will need to kind of let their ego get out of the way. So maybe supplement with something that will cause some ego death for you. And then we could all come together. God, every video I hit this thing. It's like, can't be too close, can't be too far. Got to gesture. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe. If you like this idea, please comment below. I would love to collaborate with you. I'm looking for somebody that can do some awesome female vocals, like real dreamy kind of stuff. You can check out my music. I have 3 singles on Spotify and Apple Music. They're all very different. I don't know. What does that say? I'm moody? Who knows? I just like different types of electronic music. But yeah, let's collaborate. Let's make something happen if you like the idea. Talk to you soon.